Failure is something every human being encounters, yet few truly understand how transformative it can be when approached with the right mindset. From the moment we are born, we are conditioned to fear failure. Teachers, parents, society, and even peers often emphasize success and achievement, and in doing so, they unintentionally instill a deep-seated fear of falling short. But what if I told you that failure is not your enemy, but your greatest teacher? What if I told you that every moment you've stumbled, every plan that didn't go as expected, and every setback you've experienced is actually an essential ingredient in your journey towards success? The truth is, failure is not a reflection of your inadequacy, your lack of talent, or your inability to succeed. It is simply a signal, a feedback mechanism that tells you something needs to change, something needs to be refined, or a new strategy needs to be implemented. When you begin to see failure not as a judgment against your character but as a guidepost, you begin to shift your perspective from fear to opportunity. This shift is crucial because your mindset dictates how you respond to challenges. People with a fixed mindset see failure as a permanent mark of inability. They stop, retreat, or give up. But those with a growth mindset see failure as temporary, as a challenge to overcome, and as an essential step toward mastery. Think about the world's most successful individuals: Thomas Edison, J.K. Rowling, Michael Jordan, Oprah Winfrey. They all faced monumental failures, yet they became extraordinary because they refused to let failure define them. Instead, they defined failure, they examined it, learned from it, and used it as fuel to propel themselves forward. Redefining failure also involves letting go of perfectionism. The desire to be perfect creates paralysis, fear, and avoidance, whereas embracing failure allows experimentation, creativity, and resilience. When you fail and confront it honestly, you gain insights that no book, course, or mentor can provide. You understand your limitations, uncover hidden strengths, and refine your approach. This is why I often say that failure is not a detour, it is a compass. It points you in the direction you need to grow. To overcome failure and build a winning mindset, you must first commit to a radical shift in perception. You must embrace the idea that failure is not shameful, not humiliating, and not final. It is temporary, instructive, and necessary. You must train yourself to look at setbacks and ask not "why me?" but "what is this teaching me?" Each failure is a lesson in disguise, a piece of the puzzle that shapes the resilient, successful, and unstoppable version of you. And here's the most powerful part. The faster you learn to embrace failure, the faster you will accelerate your growth. Those who shy away from failure remain trapped in comfort zones, making slow progress, while those who engage with failure directly gain wisdom, strength, and perspective that catapults them ahead. This is the cornerstone of building a winning mindset, seeing failure as a friend, a teacher, and a stepping stone rather than an obstacle. Over the course of this guide, we will explore practical, actionable strategies to reframe failure, overcome setbacks, and cultivate mental resilience. You will learn how to identify and eliminate self-limiting beliefs, how to turn mistakes into learning opportunities, and how to adopt habits that strengthen your mindset daily. By the end, you will no longer fear failure, you will welcome it, harness it, and use it to create the extraordinary life and results you desire. So let's begin this journey together by redefining failure, embracing it fully, and understanding that it is, paradoxically, one of your most powerful tools on the road to success. To build a winning mindset and overcome failure, you must first understand yourself deeply. Self-awareness is the foundation of growth. It is the lens through which you see your thoughts, emotions, and behaviors with clarity and honesty. Most people go through life on autopilot, reacting to situations based on habits, fears, and conditioning they barely understand. They blame circumstances, external events, or other people for their failures, yet fail to see the patterns within themselves that are influencing outcomes. Recognizing these patterns is crucial because without this awareness, you will continue repeating the same mistakes, falling into the same traps, and sabotaging your own potential. Start by observing your reactions when things don't go your way. How do you respond when a plan fails? Do you become discouraged, angry, or defensive? Or do you analyze the situation, extract lessons, and move forward? Your emotional responses are signals revealing your internal narrative about yourself and your abilities. Many people harbor limiting beliefs that quietly shape every decision they make. Thoughts like, "I'm not good enough," "I'll never succeed," or "I always fail" are invisible barriers that keep potential locked away. These beliefs often stem from childhood experiences, social conditioning, or past failures that were never properly processed. The first step in building self-awareness is identifying these beliefs. Journaling is a powerful tool here. Write down your thoughts, especially those that arise during challenges. Over time, patterns will emerge, and you will begin to see recurring themes in your thinking. Meditation and reflection are equally effective. By creating quiet moments to observe your mind without judgment, you become attuned to automatic thoughts and habitual reactions. Self-awareness also involves understanding your strengths and weaknesses. Many people focus solely on weaknesses, leading to frustration and self-doubt, while others overestimate their strengths and fail to address blind spots. Take stock of both, because knowing where you excel and where you need improvement gives you a strategic advantage. Another key aspect of self-awareness is recognizing triggers, those situations, people, or environments that provoke fear, anxiety, or self-sabotage. When you know your triggers, you can prepare for them, manage them, and reduce their impact. For example, if criticism triggers insecurity, you can learn to process feedback constructively instead of defensively. Patterns aren't just mental, they are behavioral. Pay attention to habits that lead to setbacks, such as procrastination, avoidance, or overcommitting. Habits are the building blocks of success or failure, and once you identify destructive habits, you can replace them with productive routines. Self-awareness also demands honesty about responsibility. You must accept that while external factors influence life, you are ultimately responsible for your choices. Blaming circumstances keeps you powerless, while taking ownership empowers you. Once you are fully aware of your internal landscape, you can start to consciously shift it. You can interrupt negative patterns, replace limiting beliefs with empowering ones, and choose responses aligned with growth rather than fear. This is the essence of a winning mindset: the ability to see yourself clearly, understand your patterns, and act intentionally rather than reactively. Developing self-awareness is not a one-time event, it is a lifelong practice. Each failure, each setback, and each moment of discomfort is an opportunity to observe yourself more deeply, refine your awareness, and strengthen your mental resilience. By committing to self-awareness, you gain a superpower: the ability to navigate challenges with clarity, confidence, and purpose. You no longer stumble blindly, you respond strategically. You recognize when fear is influencing decisions and can override it. You understand the lessons hidden in every failure and are equipped to apply them immediately. Over time, this heightened self-awareness becomes a natural part of who you are. It allows you to anticipate obstacles, leverage your strengths, and continuously evolve. Without self-awareness, even the most motivated person will struggle to overcome failure because they are fighting battles they do not fully understand. With that, however, you gain insight, control, and momentum, the ingredients for rapid growth and success. So take the time to observe yourself, journal your thoughts, reflect on your reactions, and examine your beliefs. Become intimately familiar with your mind and patterns, because this self-knowledge is the compass that will guide you through challenges and toward a winning mindset. Remember, you cannot change what you do not see, and you cannot grow without understanding yourself. Embrace this practice, and you will be prepared to confront failure head-on, armed with awareness, clarity, and a deliberate strategy to transform setbacks into stepping stones. A winning mindset is not just a buzzword or a vague idea. It is a distinct way of thinking, a mental framework that separates those who persist and succeed from those who falter and give up. Understanding the psychology behind this mindset is crucial if you want to overcome failure and achieve extraordinary results. At its core, a winning mindset is built on resilience, adaptability, and the belief that challenges are opportunities rather than threats. It is a mental habit of interpreting obstacles not as insurmountable walls but as puzzles to solve, lessons to learn, and experiences that refine skill and character. The first principle of a winning mindset is belief in growth. People with a fixed mindset see abilities and intelligence as static. They assume that failure exposes a permanent limitation. In contrast, those with a growth mindset understand that skills, knowledge, and resilience are developed through effort, practice, and learning from mistakes. This belief fundamentally alters the way challenges are approached. Instead of fearing failure, individuals with a winning mindset embrace it as feedback. The second principle is emotional regulation. A winning mindset is not the absence of fear, doubt, or frustration, but the mastery of these emotions. Successful individuals feel the same anxieties and insecurities everyone does, but they train themselves to respond thoughtfully rather than react impulsively. They develop mental tools to stay focused under pressure, maintain optimism in the face of setbacks, and redirect energy from worry toward productive action. The third principle is goal-oriented focus. A winning mindset is always aligned with a clear vision and specific objectives. People with this mindset prioritize actions that move them toward long-term goals, even when immediate rewards are absent. They maintain perspective and discipline, understanding that small, consistent steps compound into extraordinary results over time. Fourth, resilience to external opinions is vital. A winning mindset does not crumble under criticism, rejection, or social pressure. It is grounded in internal validation rather than external approval. When failure occurs, individuals with this mindset do not internalize it as shame. They analyze it objectively, extract lessons, and continue forward. Fifth, flexibility and adaptability play a central role. Life is unpredictable, and rigid thinking leads to frustration and stagnation. A winning mindset allows for adjustments, experimentation, and recalibration of strategies. Failure is not a stop sign, it is a signal to pivot intelligently. Sixth, there is self-discipline and delayed gratification. Building a winning mindset requires consistency, hard work, and the ability to tolerate discomfort for long-term rewards. It means showing up even when motivation is low, and choosing actions that align with growth over fleeting pleasure. The psychology of a winning mindset also involves a high level of self-efficacy, the belief in your ability to influence outcomes and achieve goals. This confidence is not arrogance, it is grounded in preparation, skill development, and the understanding that effort leads to results. When you believe in your capability, you approach challenges with courage and persistence. Moreover, the brain itself responds to this mindset. Neuroscience shows that focusing on growth, solution-oriented thinking, and self-encouragement strengthens neural pathways associated with resilience, problem-solving, and motivation. Essentially, your mind becomes trained to spot opportunities in adversity and to automatically generate strategies for overcoming obstacles. Developing this mindset requires consistent practice. Start by recognizing negative self-talk and reframing it into empowering statements. Replace "I can't" with "I can learn how." Replace "I failed" with "I discovered a better approach." Surround yourself with environments and people that reinforce growth, curiosity, and accountability. Visualization is another powerful tool. Imagine yourself overcoming challenges, achieving goals, and responding to setbacks with composure and insight. The psychology of a winning mindset also emphasizes the celebration of small wins. Recognizing incremental progress reinforces confidence, motivation, and momentum. Every step forward, no matter how small, is evidence that your approach works and fuels further. Finally, remember that a winning mindset is not an endpoint, it is a continual practice. Even the most successful individuals experience doubt and failure, but what differentiates them is the mental framework that allows them to persist, adapt, and thrive. Your mind becomes your greatest ally when trained to see setbacks as feedback, obstacles as challenges, and failure as an essential ingredient for growth. By understanding and applying the psychology of a winning mindset, you equip yourself with the mental tools to navigate life's uncertainties, transform failure into fuel, and consistently pursue success. This mindset is not magic, it is deliberate, learned, and practiced. Once you internalize it, you will notice a profound shift in how you respond to challenges. Fear diminishes, clarity increases, and confidence grows. Ultimately, mastering the psychology of a winning mindset sets the stage for every other aspect of personal and professional growth, creating a resilient foundation from which you can approach failure not with dread, but with determination and insight.